They're flipping for Farmalls in Iowa, especially this 1955 Cub. Although Don Rimathe may keep this one with the rest of his collection, it's not really his.
This tractor is actually owned by my grandchildren, Kelsey and Carter Tope. I thought it would be a nice thing for my grandchildren to have a tractor, even though they live in a large town where tractors are out of the ordinary. I want them to have a connection to the farm, and I just thought it was something that they would enjoy as the years went by, and they could point to it and say, my grandpa gave me that tractor. Well, it brings back a lot of memories when I see them drive this little tractor. Because when I was their age and younger than them, actually, I was driving a tractor. I loved to drive the tractor. I couldn't wait to get home from school to get on the tractor. Our grandson Carter is more interested in tractors than our granddaughter Kelsey is, but that's to be understood. Kelsey loves horses. She would prefer to have a horse, but I like tractors, so she's got part of a tractor.
While some companies only focused on making bigger and more powerful tractors, the Cub was aimed at the needs of the small acreage farmer. It features a 59.5 cubic inch 4-cylinder engine, which delivers about 10.7 horsepower on the belt. Cubs are also known for the Cultivating concept, where the driver's seat and steering wheel were offset to the right to give farmers a clear view while working the fields.
I think they sold some in tobacco country to cultivate tobacco, one row at a time. And you would look right down the row, so you wouldn't have to be twisting your neck or sitting crooked in the seat to see if you were correctly placed on the row. So the Cub is sort of ahead of its time. Most lawnmowers of today have probably 20 to 25 or more horsepower, and in its day the Cub was probably a rather innovative design. There wasn't, I don't think, too much to compare it to. Back when they were used, it was mostly for very small farmers, I think. Even in the old days, it was a pretty small tractor.
Don bought this tractor from a lady in Iowa and was surprised when she also offered to sell him a blade that used to go on the tractor.
She said, you know, there's an old blade for that tractor. Do you think you'd like to have that? I said, I think I would. So we went in this little shed and looked, and sure enough, it was this 54A blade, and I hauled it home with the tractor. I've enjoyed having the blade. It's a unique little blade. It can be mid-mounted as well as front-mounted. Probably for some light grading jobs in the old days, it was really handy. The Cub has live hydraulic, which I think is a real nice feature, so you can operate the blade whether the clutch is engaged or not. And implements have gained a lot of popularity in the last few years. Quite often you'll see a tractor at a show displayed with a plow or a blade or some other implement. Sort of gives a feel for how that tractor was used when it was a little bit younger.
You can tell by all the red that Don is an IH man, and the Cub is just one of many classics Don has collected throughout the years. His love of tractors is something that has been around most of his life.
Ever since I can remember, I enjoyed tractors. I was just fascinated by tractors like some people are fascinated by baseball or horses or whatever topic you might pick. Tractors was mine. I've always liked the 400 vintage tractors that came out in late 1954 with the stainless steel emblems, because my dad had one, and that was an impressionable age for me, and I thought they were pretty neat tractors at the time, and so I always thought that a Cub with the stainless steel emblems would be kind of a neat thing to have to go along with the larger tractors of that series. I think it looks sharp. It's got that nice shiny red paint and stainless emblems, and I enjoy taking it to shows. Besides that, it's real easy to haul.
Don is the first to admit he has classic tractor fever, and he's hoping the Farmall Cub will inspire his grandchildren to catch it as well.
I definitely have classic tractor fever. It might be very serious. It's hard to pass up a quote bargain, and so the shed gets a little fuller as the fever wears on. Well, I do hope the grandkids catch it. There aren't as many classic tractor fever germs in the city as there are out in the country, but they seem to, particularly Carter enjoys driving the tractor very much, and maybe someday he'll have a son and they can have a tractor.
Hey there, thanks for catching Classic Tractor Fever. If you'd like to see more Red Power, be sure to check out these other classic stories. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep those classic tractor stories rolling.